And we're back. Coach Fowler here, and we are breaking down a play from week 2, Falcons at Eagles. This is the Falcons' first drive of the game, and right now we have a 3rd and 4. All right, now personnel-wise, they have a tight end up here and a running back in the backfield. The rest are receivers, so that's 11 personnel. Okay, 1 back, 1 tight end, 11 personnel. All right, formationally, we have our tight end up here. This is Kyle Pitts. He is split out, but he's split out with a cut split. So they call that cut 1, right? From a defensive perspective, we're reading left to right. This is cut 1, all right? And then on this side, the right side, we've got what's called a bunch, right? Or a 3 bunch. So this is cut 1, 3 bunch, or cut 13 bunch, all right? Our backfield set, we have shotgun. So this is gun. And the back is offset away from the passing strength. Because the tight end is not attached to the core, we're not going to consider that the strength. We're going to use the passing strength as the strength. If this tight end had been attached to the core, this would be more of a run threat tight end position, and we would consider this gun near instead of gun far. So this is gun far because the back is offset away from the passing strength in this case. All right, 3rd and 4. And the Eagles look to be in a 2-high coverage. That's a 7-man box. We don't need to worry too much about that. This is a pass play. But we'll go ahead and take a look at the play, and then I'm going to tell you what's going on. So we get a little motion, a little zip or return motion. No big deal. We get a snag route over here on the 3 receiver side. Then we got a dig out on the top of the field. Let's go back and look at that one more time. All right, so this is pretty common adjustment in cover 4, right? So the Eagles love to play cover 4. They are a quarters-based team, and you can tell here that the 2 high safeties kind of give that away. Now, what happens a lot of time, and you can see this corner down here is kind of pressed up, but the reason for that is because they're actually inverting 27 and 29 here. So 27 will have a deep quarter. All right, our safety here, Gardner Johnson, will have a deep quarter. Blankenship up here is doing something a little different. All right, so what to do here is the safety will have an adjustment called poach. All right, the corner will lock the backside. So typically, whenever you get a 3-by-1 in quarters coverage, one of the main adjustments that teams will make is they'll make a lock call on this backside. That means this corner now is playing man-to-man on this receiver. Okay, when that happens, it allows this safety to do what's called poach the front side, okay, or the 3 receiver side. All that means is if Blankenship gets 3 verticals, or if he even gets number 3 running vertical down the middle of the field, or even bending into him, he's going to basically rob that or poach that route. Okay, so he'll be able to help on the 3 receiver side, and that's necessary because if we only have 2 deep players on the strong side over here, right, 27 and 8, if they're the only 2 deep players over here and we get 3 vertical routes, then we're missing a guy. Then one guy is going to be running free, essentially. Okay, so Blankenship will be able to look over to this 3-man side and poach the number 3 receiver if he were to bend into the middle of the field. You'll see some evidence here of him doing that. All right, the other important thing is, well, let's go ahead and take a look at Blankenship. You see how he starts off just to take away the immediate threat to that side, but now he's looking back to the 3 receiver side to see if he's going to get a number 3 vertical or bending into the middle of the field there. He doesn't, so he can drive. All right. He's probably also bracketing the backside. This Kyle Pitts here, the tight end. He's probably bracketing that with Slay. All right. Now, the important thing for the linebacker here is this. All right. We don't have to worry too much about Baun on this. Baun is playing the front side. They're zoned up, so he's just playing zone on number 3. Okay. It looks like he's playing it very tight, and it looks like that's where Kirk Cousins wanted to go with the ball initially. You can see him looking over there, and then he just doesn't have that receiver open because Baun jumps out there on number 3. Typically, the Mike backer on these situations would sit hard inside of that, and they might have that little window open. This is called a snag route, or I call it a spot route. Okay, you're getting an out, a 7, and then this guy's hooking up and trying to find a soft spot in the zone. But Baun does a really good job of taking that away. To the other side of the field, we can split the field now right down the middle, okay? Right where the ball was snapped. Everything to this side where the corner was locked has to be played like man coverage at this point because the corner is gone. There is no more possibility of a zone coverage to that side. So now what has to happen is Nakobe Dean has to take the running back man-to-man, Bijan Robinson, for the rest of the play. And you can see Nakobe Dean almost loses him here for a second, kind of peeks in and looks at what Kirk Cousins is doing, kind of loses Robinson for just a second on that out, makes up some ground. I think if Bijan Robinson had caught this ball, it probably would have been a first down. So lucky for the Eagles and Nakobe Dean that it wasn't. But again, this is a really common adjustment, again, in cover 4. All right, all that has to happen is the corner says lock, All right. That means now this side is man coverage up top. All right. Now Blankenship can say poach. That's just going to tell this safety that he's free to play over number 2. And if there's a number 3 running vertical, then he'll get some help here from Blankenship. All right. So there you go. There's a very common adjustment to cover 4. Lock the backside corner, poach the backside safety. That means the weak side linebacker now has to play anything coming back to that side of the field man to man. One more addendum to that is if there was one more receiver running shallow to the other side of the field, to the top side of the field, now Zach Baun actually has to take that all the way back too, because once any receiver crosses over the line the ball was on, it becomes man coverage on that side. So Baun would have to zone off on that all the way up to the point where the ball was snapped. He crosses that line, and now Baun has to take him man to man because there's nobody over there playing zone. All right. Common adjustments are cover 4, especially against 3x1. There you have it. Till next time.